Hey everybody, welcome back to My Wings of Refuge. I'm excited today, y'all. It's been a wonderful week. We have lambs on the ground and all the animals are just doing wonderful and life is good. But you know, I know there's a lot going on and life is not good for everybody. And I just want to tell you today, if you're struggling, if there's something going on in your heart, your life, your family, just your relationship with the Lord, I just want to encourage you and tell you, just remember these words. I am with you always. And He really is. He is holding you by your right hand. And He is there to give you strength and counsel and just to lift you up and carry you through these difficult times. So if there's something going on today, I just want to encourage you. So let's get ready because today I'm excited too because we are finally going to make that pie. I have promised you this pie now for 2 weeks and today we're making that pie. So when I tell people I am making a vinegar pie, the first thing they usually say is, ew. And there's really nothing ew about it. It is delicious. If you ever watch or have read the series Little House on the Prairie, one of the things that Ma Ingalls often makes, and it was in her family before her, is vinegar pie. And if you think back to Little House on the Prairie days, that was what? Mid to late 1800s, even Laura Ingalls lived on into the, I think, early 1900s. This was a long time ago, and if you think about that time frame, they didn't have grocery stores like we do today, and they raised a lot of their own food. They got grains and things from, grain mills, and life was a very different time, which life is a little bit different now too, because if you have frequented a grocery store lately, the shelves are looking a little bit different. But this is a pie that doesn't take very many ingredients. It's a pie that you often have all those ingredients right on hand at all times. But not just that, there's something about getting back to the basics. I like sometimes to just get back to basic, and this pie is just that. It is getting back to the basics, and it's delicious. Okay, I kind of enjoy the shock factor of I'm making a vinegar pie, because when I tell someone, everyone's talking about let's bring a dish, what are you going to bring? I'll bring vinegar pie, and I get that look. But I like to be different, I like to be quirky, and I like to raise eyebrows sometimes, and that is okay. It's fun. I enjoy the fun in life, okay? And so I make this vinegar pie for my family, and my kids give that look. And in fact, my oldest son has coined the phrase, it's not vinegar pie, this is the Prairie Pie, or Little House on the Prairie Pie. And so you can call it whatever you like, but today I'm calling it vinegar pie, and that's exactly what we're going to make. Let's get started. It's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, but it's going to be delicious. I promise you that. It is my husband's absolute favorite pie, and I'm making this just for him. Okay, so if you remember the last time we were cooking in the kitchen together, my food processor died on me. Well, I have my new one, and so far I'm loving it. And so this actually calls for a mixer, but since I've already made the pie crust and I have my new food processor blender combination thingy out, we're going to just use it while we have it out. So we're going to start with 1.5 cups of white sugar. Next, we're going to add 1 stick of melted butter. Then, our magic ingredient, apple cider vinegar. It's only 2 tablespoons, y'all, so that is not a lot. It gives it a bit of a lemony, fresh, light flavor. It doesn't really taste vinegary, but we're going to use 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Next, we want our real vanilla. I hope you're making your vanilla at home, y'all. We have a video. If you haven't seen it yet and you're wanting to make some at home, just check out that video. But this is our real vanilla, and this one is made with spiced rum. Love it. It's one of my favorites. I like it better than using the vodka. But anyway, our real vanilla, and it is 1.5 teaspoons. Next, we're going to use cinnamon, and I'm picky about cinnamon. I prefer the Ceylon cinnamon. And so we're going to use 1/2 teaspoon. Mine's heaping because I love it. And then nutmeg. We want 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, so never fails. People are always saying, I've got a lot of eggs at certain times of the year. And so when you have a lot of eggs, one of the things you can do is you can make this pie or a French silk pie. There's several different ones. So we are going to use our eggs, our beautiful eggs here in this pie. You need four eggs. Okay, so we're going to put the lid on. And we just want to mix this until it's well combined. I think that will just about do it. Looks and smells wonderful. Okay, so can you guess the one thing we haven't done so far? What was our last cooking video on? Yes, the pie crust. I've already made the pie crust. All I have to do now is get it out of the refrigerator. Ta-da! Nothing fancy, but it's the exact same recipe that we used the last time. The only thing I did not do is I did not bake it because we're going to bake it with the pie. If you remember our crust recipe that we made just 2 weeks ago, that recipe was what we call a blind bake. We actually filled it with beans and we put it in the oven because there was no pie in it because the pie that we made was cold and did not need to be cooked. Today's pie will need to be cooked. So our dough is still raw and I've just been storing it in the refrigerator until we're ready to bake our pie. Okay, so our timer has gone off, our oven is ready, so now we're about to bake our pie. Now if you have a deep dish here and you want to make sure that that pie is full because you don't want it just to be half filled if it's a deep dish, feel free to double this recipe, and so then you will probably have a full pie. So just wanted to throw that out there. So we're going to pop this in our oven for 25 minutes. Now just note, at 25 minutes, what's going to happen is it's going to fluff up, and then when you bring it out, it's going to kind of fall, but it's going to look a little soft, like it might not be fully set up yet. That's okay, because you're going to want to let that sit and chill or cool down for a while before you're ready to eat it, but it will be done, okay? So don't fear. Let's pop this baby in the oven. Timer for 25 minutes. And we wait. And there's our timer. Okay, so we're just going to pull our pie out. Don't forget, it's going to be a little soft in the middle, but we're just going to sit it here and let it completely cool, okay? But it smells wonderful. And it's beautiful, which matters, right? So now we're just going to let it completely cool. Y'all, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will check back in again next week and just see what on earth is happening here on the homestead. Just remember, if you are feeling lonely, if you are going through some struggles in life, no matter what's going on in your life, just always remember that He is right there with you and He is holding you by your right hand. Y'all, that is comforting and peace to me. I just pray that it'll be comfort and peace to you. Until next week, y'all. See you then.